Hello everyone, welcome back to the video lecture series on digital communications. So in this lecture we will discuss the error control coding techniques. What it means is, when a digital signal is transmitted over a channel, so due to the presence of noise in the channel, we get the errors in the received information bits, right? So how to control those errors? So what is the various algorithm used in order to control the errors in the information bits, right? So when a digital signal is transmitted from source to destination, so due to the presence of noise in the channel, we got the errors in the information bits. So due to the presence of noise in the channel, we can get errors in the information bits, right? So how to reduce those errors? So the errors are reduced by using error control coding techniques. Errors are reduced using the techniques which is called as error control coding. The codes are basically classified into two categories. One is error detecting codes, another one is error correcting codes. What do you mean by error detecting codes? Means these codes are capable to detect the errors only. Error detecting codes are capable to detect whether the errors are there in the information bits or not. Whereas error correcting codes detect the errors as well as correct the errors. Error correcting codes are capable to detect the errors as well as correct those errors. So look at the block diagram of digital communication system. Here in the transmitter we are using a channel encoder, whereas in the receiver we are using as channel decoder. So the function of the channel encoder is it will add some extra bits to the output of source encoder. The function of the channel encoder is it will add some extra bits to the output of source encoder. These extra bits does not convey any information, right? So these bits are used by the channel decoder in the receiver to detect and correct the errors in the information bits, right? So the channel coding means the combination of channel encoder and channel decoder. So these two stages are used in order to control the errors in the information bits. Errors are occurs due to the presence of noise in the channel, right? So basically what do you mean by error? Error in the sense, if the binary 1, that means 1 is changed to 0 or 0 is changed to 1. Let us say for example my information bits are this one, right? So these are the bits which are transmitted. In the receiver side, the received bits are, I am assuming like this. So if you look at here, so this is transmitted one is 0, but the received one is 1. That means here it is the error. Similarly here also the transmitted one is 1, but here received one is 0. So this one is also error, right? So error means in the information bits, if 1 is changed to 0 or 0 is changed to 1, it represents a bit error. What are different types of errors? Basically there are two categories. The first one is the random errors, which are occurs randomly in manner. It is a random fashion. That indicates these errors are independent to each other. Why these random errors are occurs means, the random errors are occurs due to the white Gaussian noise in the channel. These occurs due to the white Gaussian noise in the channel, right? For example, so these are the bits transmitted, whereas these are the received bits, right? Look at the example carefully. Here binary 0 is changed to 1. So see this bit. So our transmit bit is 0, but it is 1. So look at here. Here also the transitive warning it is changed to 0. Right? So these are the random errors which are occurs in random fashion. Those are independent. Right? The second category is burst errors. What do you mean by burst errors? Means two or more information bits are changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. That means burst errors means the group of bits. Okay? That indicates errors occurs in many consecutive bits. The meaning of the statement is, if the error is there on the first bit, it automatically affects the second bit. If the error is there on the second bit, it automatically affects the third bit. That means these are dependent on each other. Right? So these errors are caused due to the presence of impulse noise. Burst errors occurs due to the presence of impulse noise. So let us see an example. So these are the bits transmitted. So these are the bits received at the receiver side. Right? So look at here carefully in this block. So this 0 is changed to 1. This 0 is changed to 1. Whereas this 1 is changed to 0. This 0 is changed to 1. That means the group of bits. Burst errors means the group of bits. Right? So remaining bits are as it is. Burst errors occurs due to the presence of impulse noise. Right? So two or more consecutive bits are affected. Error control codes. Error control codes are basically classified into two categories. One is block codes. The second one is the convolutional codes. Block codes is further classified into the parity check codes and linear block codes and cyclic codes. Okay? So, what do you mean by block codes? What do you mean by convolutional codes? Okay? How we are adding the extra bits in the transmitter side? How to detect and correct the errors in the receiver? We will see one by one in detail. The first one is block codes. In case of block codes, the information sequence is divided into blocks. The length of each block is k bits. For example, 100 bits are there. That means 100 bits are transmitted. I am dividing 100 bits into 5. That indicates, let us say for example, I am considering as my information bits are right. So these information bits are divided. That indicates, let us say I am assuming as these 5 bits are one block. These 5 bits are another block. These 5 bits are another block. These 5 bits are another block. That is, this is the block. The length of the block is k bits. Length of the each message block is k bits. So here in this case k means 5. Right? So look at once again. So here these are the information bits. The first step in the block code is the information bits are divided into blocks. The length of each message block is k bits. So here 5 bits. So here also 5 bits. This is 5. Here also 5 bits. Right? So the length of the each block is k bits. Right? The second one is each block of k message bits. Each block of k message bits are encoded into n bits by adding check bits. How many check bits we can add? We can add n minus k check bits or extra bits for each k message bits. I repeat, the information bits are k k bits. I repeat, the message bits are k bits. So each message block is encoded into n number of bits by adding some check bits. So here the check bits are nothing but n minus k. That is, for these k bits we are adding n minus k check bits. Then the length of the block is n number of bits. Similarly, for this one we are adding n minus k check bits. This one is also n number of bits. Similarly, for this block also we are adding n minus k check bits. You can get. Similarly, for the last one. So n minus k check bits, you can get n bits. So that is the meaning of it. Is n minus k nothing but n minus k check bits. You can call it as check bits. That is, the input of channel encoder is nothing but the message bits, right? So the length of each message is k bits, right? So channel encoder add some extra bits. So those bits are called as the check bits, right? So here the channel encoder adds n minus k check bits. It adds n minus k check bits and remaining are the message bits. These are k message bits. Okay. So the length of the code word is nothing but this one to this one, which is equal to n bits. So the output of channel encoder is called as code word, which consists of n bits. Always remember n greater than k. We'll see some important definitions related to the codes. The first one is code word. What do you mean by code word? The output of the channel encoder is known as the code word, which consists of n bits. The output of the channel encoder is called code word. The length of the code word is n bits. The second definition is code rate. So which is equal to k by n. What do you mean by k? K is nothing but message bits, whereas n is nothing but the number of bits in the code word or length of the code word. Number of bits in the code word. That means the code rate is defined as the ratio of message bits to the number of bits in the code word. Right? Third definition is systematic codes. What do you mean by the systematic codes? Means the message bits are appeared in the code word in unaltered form. That means the message bits are transmitted in unaltered form in case of systematic codes. We will see when we are discussing about the problems. Right? Fourth definition is non-systematic codes. It means it is not possible to identify which are the message bits, which are the check bits. That means the message bits are mixed in the code word. Right? So that is non-systematic codes. It is very difficult to identify the message bits and check bits in the code word. Fifth one is linear code. What do you mean by linear code? Linear code is nothing but the sum of any two code words. The sum of any two code words produces another code word in the code. That is very important. the sum of any two code words produces another code word in the code. For example, let us say C1 is the one of the code word. I am adding with C2, which will produces some another code word C. This code word is also present in that code. A code word is said to be linear if the sum of any two code words produces another code word in the code. Next one is having weight of a code word. What do you mean by this having weight? Means having weight is nothing but the number of non-zero components in the code word. The number of non-zero components or the non-zero elements in the code word. For example, I am assuming as the code word. I am assuming as the code word is like this 1 0 0 1 1 0 1. I am assuming that this is the one of the code word. How to calculate having weight? So having weight means how many number of non-zero components are there in the code word. So here this is the one, this one is second one, this one is third one, this one is fourth one. So the having weight of the code word is 4 because here 4 ones are there. The number of non-zero components in a code word is called having weight. Next definition is having distance. Having distance between the two code words, which is defined as the number of elements in which they differ. The number of elements in which they differ. So let us see an example. I am considering as one of the code word, let us say C1. C1 equal to 1 0 1 0 0 1 1. So I am considering as this is the one of the code word. The second code word I am considering as like this 1 1 0 1 1 0 1. So I am considering as two code words C1 and C2. So how to calculate the having distance between these two code words? Having distance between the two code words is defined as the number of elements in which they differ. So look at here. So in C1 we are having a 0. When it comes to C2 it is 1. That means 1 bit is changed. Similarly C1 1 is there, it is changed to 0. So this one is 0, it is changed to 1. This one is 0, it is changed to 1. Whereas this one is 1, changed to 0. That means how many bits are changed from C1 to C2? So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So having distance between these two codes is 5. That means having distance between C1 and C2 is nothing but 5. Okay. So once again, having distance between the two code words is nothing but the number of elements in which they differ. So look at the example carefully. In C1 we are having as 1. In C2 also 1. So that means there is no change in the first bit. Look at here. In C1 the second bit is 0. C2 the second bit is 1. That means 0 is changed to 1. Third bit. In C1 1 is there. C2 we are having a 0. That means the second this bit also changed. In C1 0 is there. It will changes to 1. In C1 we are having 0. Once again it is changed to 1. In C1 we are having as 1. It is changed to 0. That means how many number of bits are changed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the having distance between C1 and C2 is 5. The next one is minimum distance. Next definition is minimum distance, which is noted with D minimum. It is the smallest distance between any pair of the code words in the code. The smallest having distance between any pair of the code words in the code. So let us see an example. So here I am considering 4 codes. So what is the having distance between these two? The having distance between C1 and C2. Look at here. So this one 0 is changed to 1. 1 is changed to 0. Here also 0 is changed to 1. Here also 1 is changed to 0. Okay. So the having distance between these two is 4. Now what is the having distance between C2 and C3? So here This 1 is changed to 0. Here also 1 is changed to 0. Here 0 is changed to 1. So that is the having distance between C2 and C3 is 3. That means 3 bits are changed. Similarly, calculate the having distance between C3 and C4. So here this 1 is changed to 0, whereas this 0 is changed to 1. So this 0 is changed to 1. So there is no change in other bits. So that means the having distance between these two is 3. Right? Now, what is the having distance between C1 and C3? C1 and C3, you can see carefully. So the first bit is not changed, second also not changed, third bit is changed. Look at here. So third one is changed, fourth one also changed, fifth one also changed. So the having distance between C1 and C3 is 3. Once again, first bit is not changed, second bit also not changed, third bit is changed, fourth bit is changed, fifth bit also changed. So the having distance between C1 and C3, so 3. Right? So you can calculate all the possible combinations. So out of all the possible combinations, which is having as minimum distance? So look at here. So the minimum distance here it is 3. So D minimum in this case is 3. Smallest having distance between any pair of code words in the code. An important point you can note down here, that is the minimum distance in a linear block code is always equal to the minimum weight of non-zero code word in the code. So that indicates, for example, if we are having as 8 code words, we are having as 8 code words, that indicates we want to calculate the having distance between C1, C2, okay, C1, C3, C1, C4, C1, C5, C1, C6, C1, C7, C1, C8. Similarly, C2, C3, let us consider we are having as some 4 code words. So you want to calculate the having distance between C1, C2, C1, C3, C1, C4. Similarly, I want to calculate the having distance between C2 and C3, C2 and C4. Right? And we want to calculate the having distance between C1 and C3. That means those many number of possible combinations. Okay? So it is very difficult to calculate if the number of code words are increases. So here we are having only 4 code words. We are having totally 3 plus 3, total is 6. 6 times we need to calculate the having distance between the pair of the code words. For example, if the number of code words are 16, so it is very difficult to calculate the minimum having distance between the pair of the code words by using having distance calculations, because we want to check all the possible combinations. So instead of calculating the having distance between any pair of the code words, the simple way is the minimum having distance in a linear block code is always equal to the minimum weight of the any non-zero code word. Next one is, in a linear block code, the minimum distance is D minimum. In a linear block code, the minimum distance is D minimum. So it can able to detect D minimum minus 1 errors and can able to correct D minimum minus 1 by 2 errors. In a linear block code, having the minimum distance is D minimum, the code can able to detect up to D minimum minus 1 errors and able to correct dmin minus 1 by 2 errors in the code word. So let us discuss the details in linear block codes, and we want to do some mathematical representation, right? So look at this one here, the channel encoder. The input of channel encoder is message bits. So the length of the message is k bits. So the output of the channel encoder is called as the code word. So the length of the code word is n bits. So that means here the message bits are k bits and the check bits are n minus k, right? If you see the length, so the length of the code word is n bits. The length of the code word is n bits. So what is the encoding operation of linear block code? So the encoding operation of linear block code has two basic steps. The first one is the information sequence is segmented or divided into message blocks. Each block consists of k bits. Each block consists of k number of bits. The second one is the encoder transform each message block into n bits by adding n minus k check bits. So block of n bits by adding n minus k check bits. How to add these n minus k check bits? These check bits are added by some predetermined set of rules. That is very important. The message block size is k bits. The output of the channel encoder consists of n number of bits by adding n minus k check bits. So these check bits are added by some predetermined set of rules, right? So that indicates how to generate these n minus k additional bits. These n minus k check bits are derived from the message bits only. So let us see the details in mathematical notations. So let the message block is a row vector which consists of k bits. So that is d1, d2, d3 up to dk. So the length of the message bits are k, right? So that means k bits are there. The number of message bits are k. So therefore we are having as 2 power k possible messages. We are having as total 2 power k possible messages, right? And the each message block is transformed into code word of n number of bits. So the code word we are denoted with C. So the length of C is n bits, right? That means C1, C2, C3 up to Cn. What do you mean by the systematic codes? Systematic codes means the message bits are appear in the code word in unaltered form, right? So the systematic linear block code that indicates the first, these are nothing but k bits, d1, d2, d3 up to dk, which are nothing but the message bits. These are message bits, whereas the rest of the bits are check bits, n minus k bits. Check bits are n minus k, right? So and the length of the code word is n. If you add these two, k plus n minus k, so k get cancelled. So the length of the code word is n bits, right? So in case of systematic block codes, the first k bits are nothing but your message bits. That indicates Ci equal to dA. That indicates Ci equal to dA. What it means? The C1 equal to D1, C2 equal to D2 up to CK equal to DK. That indicates the first K bits are nothing but the message bits. The rest of the bits are the check bits. Okay. So how to generate these check bits? So the n minus k check bits are generated from the message bits by using some predetermined rule. So that is, so the first k bits we are already calculated. C1 equal to D1, C2 equal to D2, C3 equal to D3 up to CK equal to DK. So what are the remaining bits? That means remaining bits are CK plus 1. So CK plus 1 is defined as P11 D1 plus P21 D2 plus so on PK1 DK. Similarly, CK2 is defined as P12 D1 plus PT2 D2 so on up to PK2 DK. Right? Similarly, the last one, Cn equal to P1 comma n minus k D1 plus P2 comma n minus k D2 plus and so on Pk comma n minus k dk. Right? So here we are getting as total how many number of bits are there? Ck plus 1 to Cn. That means these are nothing but the check bits. That means n minus k check bits. Right? So let it be equation number 2. So these all we are assuming as equation number 2. Okay. So whereas this one we are assuming as equation number 1. Ci equal to di we are assuming as equation number 1, and these check bits are equation number 2. If we combine these two, what happens? By combining equation 1 and 2, we can get like this. The C1, C2 up to Cn equal to first bits are nothing but k bits are message bits. So the order of the code word is, these are nothing but n bits, that is 1 by n. The order of the matrix is 1 row n columns. So these are nothing but first k bits are nothing but our message bits. So the order of this matrix is 1 by k. That means k message bits are there. 1 row, k columns. Now, what is the order of this matrix? Okay. So to multiply two matrices, the columns in the first matrix is equal to the rows of the second matrix. That indicates, so here this matrix has k columns, so automatically the rows of this matrix is k. The rows of this matrix is k. Now, how many number of columns are there this matrix? Right? So look at here carefully. So this is nothing but your identical matrix, that is I. What is the order of I? I is always k by k, because in case of identity matrix, the rows and columns both are same. So here k rows are there, so that indicates identical matrix becomes k by k. So what is the order of this matrix? This matrix means this matrix is nothing but P matrix. We can call it as P matrix. What is the order of it? So here identical matrix rows are k, so the order of P matrix also k. Now, how many number of columns are there? So here look at here, 1 1 1 2 2 1 up to 1 n minus k. That means this is the 1 1 means first row first column, P1 2 first row second column. This P1 comma n minus k means first row n minus k column. That means the order of the P is k by n minus k. The order of k is k by n minus k. Now, what is the finally the order of this matrix? So it will consist of k rows. The number of columns are n. So the order of the total matrix is k by n. So you can see here, this is 1 by k. This one is k by n. If you do the multiplication, so k done. So simply you can get 1 by n. We can represent in terms of simplified way. So this code vector or code word is represented with C and this is nothing but the message bits which are represented with capital D, and the rest of the matrix is G, where G is known as the generator matrix. G is known as the generator matrix. Right? Now, what is the order of these matrices? So, the order of C is 1 by n, whereas the order of D, which is nothing but this one, is 1 by k, whereas the order of G is k by n. Look at here, C equal to dg. The code words are generated by the formula C equal to dg, where G represents the generator matrix. Right? Now, what is G here? So, G is represented as like this. Where G equal to, so first we are having the identical matrix, next one is P matrix. That is identical matrix with order k by k and P matrix. P matrix with order k by n minus k. So the total order of the G matrix is k by n. Okay, so remember the dimensions of the generator matrix is k by n. The order of P matrix is k by n minus k. Okay. So, let us solve a simple problem. Okay. So look at this one. The generator matrix for 6,3 block code is given below. So that means he is given as the generator matrix. We need to find out all the code words. The first bit is, you can find all the code words. The second one is, what is the minimum distance between the code words? Minimum distance means D minimum. That is smallest time distance between any pair of the code words. So third one is, how many errors can be detected? That means how many number of errors are detected by this code. The last one is, how many errors can be corrected. That means with the help of this code, how many errors we can correct. So we need to find out 4 bits. The first one is, find all the code words. The second one is minimum distance. Third one is how many number of errors this code can detect. Finally, how many errors the code can correct. So we will solve one by one. So the given code is 6,3. Is a 6,3 block code that indicates, so it is the first one. Always remember, a code is represented in the form of n comma k. A block code is represented in the form of n comma k. So that is given as n equal to 6. That means the length of the code word, and k equal to 3. So the number of message bits are 3. The number of possible messages. Number of possible messages equal to 2 power k, which is equal to 2 power 3, that is 8. That means 8 possible messages are there with k equal to 3. So what are those 8? Those are 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So see here, these are nothing but the messages. It's totally 8. 4 plus 4, which is equal to 8. Now, how many number of possible code words are there, which is equal to 8? For the total 8 messages are there. For each message, we want to calculate the code word. Okay. So, how to calculate the code word? The formula is C equal to DG. C equal to D into G, where C is representing as the code word, D means the message bits and data bits, G means the generator matrix, right? So we will solve one by one. First one. C1 equal to D1 into G. D1 means first message. So which is equal to, what is it? D1 0 0 0. Okay. What is G? G is nothing but the generator matrix. 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Okay. So look at here carefully. This one is nothing but identical matrix with order is 3 by 3. Whereas this one is the P matrix with order is K by n minus K. Look at here. K means 3. So this one is P matrix. The order is K by n minus K. So K value is 3. N minus K. 6 minus 3 means once again 3. Alright. So if you perform the multiplication between these two. Okay. So in order to calculate the code word, multiply this message matrix or data matrix with the generator matrix. So the first 3 bits are 0 0 0. It is multiplied with identical matrix. It is obviously simply 0 0 0. What are the remaining bits? So that is, these zeros are multiplied with the 4th column. It is 0. 5th column is 0. 6th column also 0. So the simply the matrix multiplication with the modular 2 addition. Modular 2 addition means 1 plus 1 equal to 0. Now the second code word, that is C2 equal to D2 into G, which is equal to, what is D2? The second message 0 0 1. The second message is 0 0 1. And G means the generator matrix 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Okay. So perform the multiplication of these two matrices. So first 3 bits are nothing but our message. That means these bits are multiplied with the identical matrix. Obviously you can get 0 0 1. Whereas you can multiply this row with the 4th column. So that means 0 into 0 is 0, 0 into 1 is 0, 1 into 1 is 1. Look at this one. This row is multiplied with the 5th column. So 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 0 0, 0 into 1 1. Last one. This row is multiplied with the last column, that is 6th column. So 0 into 1 is 0, 0 into 1 is 0, 1 into 0 is 0. So that is the second code word. Third code word, C3 equal to D3 into G. So D3 means the third message, which is equal to 0 1 0 G is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. So if we perform the multiplication of these two matrices, the first three bits are multiplied with the identical matrix, you can write as it is 0 1 0. Whereas how to calculate the remaining bits, that means remaining check bits. So multiply this row with fourth column. So that is 0 into 0 0, 1 into 1 1 plus 0 into 1 0. So this one is 1. Next one. So multiply this matrix with fifth column. So 0 into 1 is 0, 1 into 0 is 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0. Now multiply this row with the last column, that is 0 into 1 is 0, 1 into 1 is 0, 1, 0 into 0 is 0. So this value is, so that is the third code. Fourth code word is calculated as C4 equal to D4 into G. What is D4? D4 is 0 1 1. The matrix G is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. So the perform the matrix multiplication. So if you multiply these data bits with the identical matrix, you can get the same, that is 0 1 1. Now how to calculate the rest of the bits are, multiply these two, that is this row with the fourth column. So 0 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 1 is 1. That means 0 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to simply 0. We are using modular 2 addition. Modular 2 addition means 1 plus 1 equal to 0. Now multiply this row with fifth column. So 0 into 1 is 0 plus 1 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1. Similarly, this row is multiplied with the last column. 0 into 1 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 0 is 0. So it is equal to 1. Okay. Fifth code word. C5 equal to D5 into G, which is equal to D5 is 1 0 0, G is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Perform multiplication these two. So first three bits are multiplied with the identical matrix, which is equal to 1 0 0. Now how to calculate the remaining bits? So you can multiply this row with fourth columns, that is 1 into 0 is 0, 0 into 1 is 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0. So this value is 0. Now multiply this row with fifth column. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 0 is 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0. Now multiply this row with last column. 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 1 is 0 plus 0 into 0 is 0. So that is the code word number 5. Number 6, that is sixth code word. C6 equal to D6 into G, which is equal to D6 is 1 0 1. Generator matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. Okay, so perform matrix multiplication. So the first three bits are multiplied with the identical matrix, so which are nothing but as it is. What about the remaining bits? So the remaining bits are, this one is multiplied with the fourth column. So 1 into 0 is 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1. multiply this row with fifth column. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1. That means 1 plus 1 becomes 0. Multiply this row with the last column. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 1 is 0 plus 1 into 0 is 0. So it is okay. So similarly, next carried word, that is seventh one. C7 equal to D7 into G, which is equal to what is D7? 1 1 0. G matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0. So multiply these two matrices in order to get the code word. So the first three bits are multiplied with identical matrix. So this is as it is. The check bits are multiply this row with fourth column. So it is 1 into 0 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 1 is 0. So physically it is 1. Similarly, you can multiply this row with fifth column. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 0 is 0 plus 0 into 1 is 0. Multiply this row with the last column. So 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus 0 into 0 0. That means 1 plus 1 becomes simply 0. So that is the seventh code word. Eighth code word. So C8 equal to D8 into G, which is equal to D means 1 1 1, whereas G is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 0, which is equal to, so multiply these data bits with identical matrix, you can get same, that is 1 1 1. And how to calculate rest of the bits? Multiply this one with fourth column. 1 into 0 is 0 plus 1 into 1 is 1 plus 1 into 1 is 1. So it is equal to 0. So multiply this one with the sixth column. So it is 0. Seventh column, it is also 0. Right? So these are the 8 code words. Given number of message bits are 3. So the total number of possible messages are 2 power 3, which is equal to 8. So for each message, we got the corresponding code word. Now, see here, so these are the messages, these are the respective code words. So this is the code word for this data, this message, this message, this message, this message, this message, this one, and this one. Right? That means, so this one is C1, whereas this one is C2, this one is C3, this one is C4, this one is C5, that means code word 5, this one is C6, this one is C7, whereas this one is C8. Right? So if you observe these two clearly, what you can found in this one? So carefully look at here. So these are, how many number of bits are there in the code word? 6, because n is given as 6. Right? So you can see here the first k bits, k equal to 3, the first 3 bits in each one, the first 3 bits in first code word is 0 0 0, which are nothing but our message bits. Similarly, the next code word, the first 3 bits are 0 0 1, which are nothing but our message bits. Next code word, the first 3 bits are 0 1 0, which are nothing but your message bits. Similarly, in the next code word, similarly in the next, for all the code words. So if you look at carefully, the first k bits are nothing but your message bits as it is. So it is a systematic linear block code. We will verify the condition. Systematic means the message bits are appeared in the code word in unaltered form. So systematic one is verified. Linear. How to verify the linearity? So let us consider C2 and C3. The C2 is 0 0 1 1 1 0, whereas C3 is 0 1 0 1 0 1. Right? We add these two, that is C2 plus C3, which is equal to, if we add these two, so 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, 0 plus 1 is 1. If we add C2 and C3, we got this one. So look at here, this code word is nothing but, C4. That is the verification linear property. If we add any two code words, produces another code word in that code. So for example, we can take one more. I am assuming as, for example, this one is some C5, which is equal to 1 0 0 0 1 1. Let us say one more code word, we are assuming as some C7. C7 equal to 1 1 0 1 1 0. If we add these two, that is C5 plus C7, which is equal to 1 plus 1 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1. Right? So see here carefully, which is nothing but C3. This is nothing but ever C3. That means if we add any two code words in the code, produces another code word in this code. So the linearity property is also verified. The second one in this problem is, we need to calculate the minimum distance between any pair of the code words. So how to calculate means, first calculate Hamming weight for each code word. What is the Hamming weight of C1? So C1 is simply 0. Coming to C2, so it is how many number of ones are there? 1 2 3. So 3. Similarly C3, how many are there? 1 2 3. Similarly C4, 1 2 3 4. So the weight becomes 4. C5, 1 2 3. Whereas C6, 1 2 3 4. C7, 1 2 3 4. C8, 1 2 3. So calculate Hamming weight of the each code word. So and how to calculate D minimum? That is minimum Hamming distance. Minimum Hamming distance is nothing but the minimum weight of a non-zero code word in the code. So that means non-zero code word means you can remove this one. So out of remaining all, which is least one, so 3. So D minimum equal to 3. The second bit is minimum distance equal to 3. Minimum Hamming distance of the code is equal to the minimum Hamming weight of a non-zero code word in the code. So which is equal to D minimum equal to 3. The third one is how many errors the code can able to detect. Okay. So here in this case, D minimum equal to 3. Number of errors can be detected is equal to D minimum minus 1. In this example, D minimum equal to 3, which is equal to 3 minus 1, that is 2 errors. That means this code can able to detect 2 errors. That is third bit. Fourth one is number of errors. Number of errors can be corrected by this code equal to D minimum minus 1 by 2. So which is equal to D minimum is 3 minus 1 by 2. So which is equal to 1 error. So this code is able to correct only one error. Okay, so in this problem, the first one is find all code words, that is C1, C2, C3 up to C8. Second bit is minimum having distance, which is equal to 3. So third one is number of errors can be detected equal to d minimum minus 1, that means 2 errors. Fourth one is number of errors can be corrected, which is equal to d minimum minus 1 by 2, which is nothing but 1 error. Right, so that is the complete problem.